In today's lecture, we can learn about another one type of multiple access method, which is called as code division multiple access. So, in the code division multiple access, we can say that it is a very specific type of the multiple access method we have in wireless communication, and most suitable to carry out today's cellular telephone signals. So we can say that in CDMA, the narrowband message signal is multiplied by very large bandwidth signal. So that signal we simply say that is spreading signal. So each one of users information, that is a message, will be multiplied by a high bandwidth signal, and that will be spreaded out. And when we want to say about this spreading signal, which is called as a zero noise code sequence, and which has high magnitude level compared to the normal data level of the message. So we can say that the spreading sequence is zero random signal. And here the main thing is all users use the same frequency, that is the carrier frequency, and irrespective of any time and frequency, everybody can able to transmit. So wherever they are, they can able to have they can access the network for communication. So simply we can say that each user uses their own zero random code word, and because of this code word, each signal or information will be safeguarded due to its orthogonality to all other code words. So each one of the users code word will be one-to-one orthogonal. So because of this orthogonality which we maintain here in the CDMA, we can say that the CDMA is a good way of accessing the network. Okay, so here we use simply the simple concept to keep in the mind is we can use every user is provided with a zero random code, and this code is exactly orthogonal to the all of the remaining codes. And then we can say that when you just see this diagram, this schematic shows that this is the code in this vertical direction. So all the frequency channels, all the available frequency bands have been divided into, that is with regard to the code. So each user, so n number of users will be there, and these n number of users will be provided with a separate code, that is the zero random code. So much more to easily understand this, you can look on this diagram. Here you can able to find that this is the sender, this is the receiver, and between the sender and the receiver we have the transmission medium. So we can say that spread spectrum type of modulation we have here. So the information which we would like to transmit, and that will be taken as a baseband signal. So here for example, if you say that user A, so he has the information and the message information will be in the narrow band, and this narrow band will be converted into wide band. So here the conversion takes place here. There is a narrow band information, narrow band signal will be converted into wide band. So the same, so here another user you can observe, there is a user B, so his information also will be coded, and this zero random code does not make any interference between the channel bands, because we know that they were orthogonal, and in this there is a transmission space here, transmission media, a channel, and whereby it is totally spread out in the spectrum. And in the receiving side, when you observe, once the signal travels to the receiver, the receiving spot, they can able to detect the signal and also can able to detect receive. So here what happens, that is the user's information, user number A, so that will now in this wide band it will be converted again back to narrow band, and this narrow band is now again taken up as the received demodulated signal. So when you look on this signal and this signal, both were same. So our information or the message signal has been correctly propagated from the sender to the receiver with the code division multiple access technique. Hence we can say that this multiple access technique has been widely used in many technical applications, so that we can able to attain good performance overall and maintain the reliability. And further, if you want to say about the receiving side, what happens? So in the receiver side, a time correlation will be done between, because once the transmitter and the receiver will be getting synchronized, and after that, at the time to detect the signal, here we perform a time correlation to detect only the specific code, that is our desired code, which we need to receive, and all the remaining code words will be appear as noise. So this here only we say that the orthogonality principle help us to detect and make our transmissions in a good way, and the receiver have to identify which is the actual code word sent by the receiver, the transmitter. So that is another thing. So these all formats have been properly exhibited here in this CDMA. And another thing which one small problem here occurs is the near far problem, where many mobile users share the same channel. So at the time we know that due to the atmospheric situation, and some areas, some signal will be more strength, some signal will be at a low power level. So always we cannot expect that everywhere we can able to maintain a good signal to noise ratio. But at certain occasions we found that more than the desired signal, the unwanted signal will be having high power. So there is a situation comes in the receiving space, which one to detect, which one to demodulate, like that. So in CDMA, the stronger received signal level raises the noise floor at the base station for the weaker signals. So the technology play a main role here in weakening the unwanted signals and strengthening the expected desired signal, and thereby decreasing the probability to receive the unwanted signals. So this is a kind of thing called a near far problem, which because in this scenario where more number of users are there in transmitting the information and receiving, so only this small problem occurs. And also another thing, power level, maintaining the power level. There is another important thing at the base stations, because without the base stations we cannot able to transmit the information from one place to another, that also for long distance. So here power level is implemented at the base station by the indicator called RSSI, radio signals from the indicator, by monitoring that level from each of the mobile available in the network nearby to the base station, and forwarding the power changing command. And another features, some features of the CDMA. So many users sharing the spectrum, they can utilize TDD or FDD, and also CDMA has soft capacity limit comparable to TDMA and FDMA. And another thing is, if more number of users are there, at sometimes we can expect a noise floor level, because only if you increase that noise floor level, then only we can able to avoid the undesired signal getting into the receiving spot. So there is no limit on the number of users, and multipath fading can be minimized or reduced, and because we are using a split spectrum technique here. And also another thing is, in CDMA we can able to transmit high datas, more datas, so that the communication is enabled very well, perfect. And also just consider the pseudo random code sequence, which has auto correlation, and which will be taken for, that is multipath components only very rarely cause the problem. So always we need to take care of the multipath time delayed versions of the signal coming to the receiver, and these all things will be set correct with the use of proper a modified receiver which we use in CDMA, that is called a rake receiver. So rake receiver will be used in the receiver side to improve the reception by collecting the time delayed versions of the required signal and making the strongest signal to getting into the receiving spot. And also we can maintain a good diversity, there is a macroscopic spatial diversity to provide a soft handoff. And many co-channels will be because based on the cellular architecture, everywhere we are utilizing a very well defined cell architecture, and also we will maintain the co-channel at a proper distance, and also here in the CDMA we can able to attain soft handoff. Okay. Then another thing is self-jamming. There is a small problem which occurs in the CDMA, that is if suppose in certain occasions if the orthogonality is not properly maintained between the users, then at certain time we face a problem called that is called self-jamming. Okay, so these all things will be set correct by properly utilizing the system and maintaining the handoff. That's all for now. Okay.